Hi y'all, welcome and welcome back to this video on Jean-Jacques Rousseau and the social contract. When Jean-Jacques Rousseau declared man is born free and everywhere he is in chains, he captured a tension that still shapes our world today. How can we live together in society, bound by laws and institutions, and still remain free? Rousseau, writing in the 18th century, sought to answer this question. Building on earlier thinkers like Hobbes and Locke, he reimagined the social contract not as a tool for survival or property protection, but as a foundation for freedom, equality, and moral community. Rousseau's ideas challenge us to think about democracy, citizenship, and justice in ways that remain strikingly relevant. His vision is one of self-government, a society in which individuals obey only those laws they help create. Jean-Jacques Rousseau was born in Geneva and became one of the most influential thinkers of the Enlightenment. Unlike many philosophers of his time, Rousseau distrusted the idea that civilization always improves humanity. In his earlier works, he argued that society corrupts our natural goodness. In the Discourse on the Origin of Inequality, Rousseau claimed that people were once simple, compassionate beings who lived freely in nature. Over time, competition, greed, and social hierarchy replaced equality and peace with pride and conflict. The social contract was Rousseau's attempt to solve this problem. How can we build a society that preserves freedom and equality rather than destroying them? Rousseau believed that most governments failed because they rested on power or tradition, not legitimacy. Kings ruled by force or divine right. Citizens obeyed out of habit or fear. True political legitimacy, Rousseau argued, comes only from consent, a social contract freely made among equals. But Rousseau went further than Hobbes or Locke. He insisted He insisted that a legitimate contract must not just protect people, it must transform them into a moral and civic community. Through this transformation, people exchange their instinctive natural freedom for a higher form of freedom, the freedom to live by laws they have chosen for themselves. Central to Rousseau's philosophy is the idea of the general will. This is not simply the will of the majority or the sum of private desires. Instead, the general will expresses what is best for everyone as members of a shared community. When citizens deliberate and act for the common good rather than for personal gain, they express the general will. In Rousseau's view, to obey the general will is not to submit to others' authority, but to obey oneself as a rational, moral being. He wrote that true freedom is obedience to the law one has prescribed for oneself. This means that freedom is not the absence of restraint, but the ability to participate in making the rules that govern you. For Rousseau, political freedom cannot exist without moral freedom, the ability to act according to reason and shared values rather than selfish desires. Citizens must be educated and morally grounded so that they can recognize and pursue the common good. This is why Rousseau emphasized civic virtue, the habits and attitudes that sustain a free community. A society guided by the general will depends on participation, equality, and a sense of shared purpose. When individuals put the community's welfare above personal advantage, everyone benefits. But when private interests dominate, corruption and inequality grow, and freedom disappears. In the social contract, Rousseau explains how individuals come together to form a body politic. Each person gives up absolute freedom, but gains civil freedom and equality under the law. The sovereign, in Rousseau's sense, is not a monarch or a government, it's the people collectively. Sovereignty belongs to the citizens as a whole, and it cannot be transferred or divided. This idea that legitimate political authority must arise from the people became a foundation for modern democracy. It inspired revolutions, constitutions, and ongoing debates about popular participation and consent. Rousseau's ideas are powerful, but not without problems. The concept of the general will can be difficult to define. Who decides what counts as the common good? Critics worry that leaders or majorities might claim to represent the general will while silencing dissent, turning Rousseau's ideal of freedom into a tool for conformity. Rousseau's ideas speak directly to modern democracy. When we debate voting rights, social inequality, or the role of citizens in shaping public life, we're still wrestling with Rousseau's questions. Are we truly free if we have no say in the laws that govern us? Can democracy survive when individuals care more about personal gain than the common good? And how can we build a society that balances individual liberty with collective justice? These questions echo through contemporary issues, from civic participation and education to digital privacy, economic fairness, and political polarization. Rousseau's thought continues to challenge us to think beyond self-interest and towards a more just and cooperative society. Jean-Jacques Rousseau redefined the meaning of freedom. For him, liberty was not a license to do whatever one pleases, but the moral and political power to shape one's world in concert with others. Through the social contract, people do not surrender their freedom, they realize it fully. By joining together under laws they give themselves, they become both the authors and subjects of justice. Rousseau's vision of the general will continues to inspire the ongoing project of democracy, the pursuit of freedom, equality, and the common good. All right, y'all, that's all for now. If you're interested in more videos on social contract theory, philosophy, and ethics, check out the videos posted on our channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.